Hi, my name is Cayden Clagett. Today I'm going to be talking about the truth of our crooked police system. A lot of our police system is based off of a punishment-based system, and that's not allowing prisoners to learn from their mistakes and be better. You know, they're just throwing their time away just to have to do the same thing all over again. Imagine you imagine someone who stole food to survive. You know, after their trial, they're in jail, they do their time, and they're given no help, and they're released with a record that prevents them from getting any kind of job, right? They can't get any money, they have no support system, they have nothing to help them. Like, how else are they supposed to? They're just left to commit the same crimes that got them in that first system. So it just doesn't help anyone, and it doesn't provide these prisoners with the help they need to make a better life and contribute to society better. Today I'm going to break down the truth of our cruel prison system. I will show you the power of rehabilitation and how it lowers crime rate, helps rehabilitate back into society, and saves your hard-earned tax money. Punishment-based prison systems fail to see change in their prisoners. Prison is expensive and doesn't change the way people are once they leave the system. According to Shaping Europe, the United States spends over $80 billion annually on prisons. Despite this massive investment, the country continues to have one. This proves that just locking people up and giving them no help doesn't do them any justice and doesn't help them at all. This just causes them to have to do the same things that got them into that situation in the first place, and that's not helping anyone. 80% commit the same crime after they get out. Say there's 1 million people, there's 800,000 people doing the same exact crime all over again, and they're just getting in jail, and it's a never-ending cycle. No wonder we have so many prisoners inside of our prison system, because they just keep going back to jail. Rehabilitation reduces repeat offenders. Rehabilitation, basically, it's focusing on skills, it's having them work jobs, having them learn different traits, and kind of having someone talk through your problems, and having someone there for you just to kind of help you and talk about why you got in there in the first place. This is just kind of solving the issue, and it's not forcing you to sit down and just listen to these people talk. Listening to, like, just sitting in the jail, right? This actually helps you solve your issue, think to be a better person, get out ready to start something new because you're practicing all these different skills. According to National Institute of Justice, over 70% of U.S. inmates are arrested again after 5 years release. So this means out of 1 million prisoners, 700,000 get arrested again right after, before 5 years. There are so many other countries that use different kinds of rehabilitation, such as for example, Norway has a prison system focused on dignity, respect, and personal growth. This allows their prisoners to come back better people with better mindsets and ready to contribute to society. Their recidivism rate is around 20% compared to our 70% in the U.S., which means only 20% of the prisoners in Norway, they repeat crimes. So only 20% of the people in jail repeat. And so that just proves that that rehabilitation is 50% better, which is a staggering number. And if that doesn't show us how we need to run our police system, then I don't know what does. Rehabilitation helps people become productive members of the society after being released from prison. When prisoners are treated like human beings, they tend to change their ways. Have you ever had someone that cares for you and they want to see the better for you? Imagine these people in Norway, they have these people that care for them, and to let them down would bring them down so much. Because I know, for me at least, with basketball, all these people want to see me succeed, and if I don't, then it's just like, you feel like you let someone down, and that pressure holding you to a higher standard really helps these people. And rehabilitation also includes like job training. Like you're instead of just sitting there in a cell doing nothing, you're actually working on skills that can help you like produce, like be good and like help the economy and work a job and be productive. One thing that's wrong with our system is when these people get out of prison and they don't have jobs, they can't work and they're just homeless on the side of the street, just taking all this money. Like, we're paying all of our tax money is going to these prisons that don't help any of the people. They can't get jobs. They're just sitting around doing nothing just because they can't, And that's the issue with our system. Here's some graphs. Prisoners are 3 to 1 more likely to recommit the same crime, and 53% prefer focusing on rehabilitation. So majority people want to focus on like working on your skills and just kind of like talking through the issues. This is kind of like the pie chart for as far as the percentages of what's the best, like what's working the best and what keeps the most prisoners back from jail. 35% focus on rehabilitation, and this 30% is punishment. Punishment is just basically normal prison. But rehabilitation works. It lowers repeat crime, helps people rebuild their lives, and saves money. Punishment alone only makes things worse. Prisoners are left helpless, jobless, and supportless. Our system creates criminals, not contributors to our economy. Let's stop throwing away lives and start building futures. A justice system focused on healing, not hurting, makes all the difference. Here is my MLA formatted bibliography. It's 2 pages. Hold on. Here we go. And yeah, thank you. Have a good day.